Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we are talking about Class Notebook, a versatile tool from Microsoft that integrates smoothly with Schoology. Today, we're focusing on a few Class Notebook features, like how it can quickly distribute educational materials, which can greatly reduce the need for printed materials and the nuisance of delivery and copy problems. Additionally, the tool offers real-time access to student work, enhancing engagement and functionality. It also ensures that students have better access to learning materials without compromising on features or quality. In this session, we'll dive into the online version of Class Notebook. I'll guide you through the setup within Schoology, both from a teacher's perspective and a student perspective. We'll explore other key features including student tools, document importing and distribution, and how to review student work, and then some general troubleshooting tips. This presentation is just an introduction. More advanced tutorials on OneNote and the collaboration space will be coming soon. Okay, here we are with the setup. First thing you're going to do is choose the course that you want to set this up in. You're going to scroll down on the left-hand side and choose the OneNote option. That'll bring you to this sign in section. You'll click sign in. Select your account. Once you select your account, it'll bring you into your notebook. You'll set this up for each one of your sections. Just name this one period 1, and you'll go back through, do the drop down, and you'll go for period 2, and so on. Click next here and move on to the next section, which again, you're going to click next. You don't need to add teachers. You could. Automatically, you want to keep it there. It's going to automatically add students when they click that same link. Here is the private space that the students will have. This is you can create anything you want for them. These are the tabs that they'll have. You can delete them all, add new ones. You can name them whatever you want. You can do Unit 1. You can do classroom notes. You could name Unit 2, Chapter 2, whatever you want to name that. But when you go to distribute anything, a homework assignment, a 50-page packet, or whatever it might be to them, when you distribute it to them, these are the options you're going to have to dump it in. You can always go back in here and add more to this. You can always change them, rename them. In this section, all you'll have to do is click on that OneNote. It'll take you into your admin section, and then you can do the changes right inside there. And so you can continually add throughout the year. You'll also notice that you have a teacher view and a student notebook view up top. You can look at what it's going to look like before you create it. But then when you're satisfied, you just hit create, and now it's going to build an online version for them and you. And so you'll just have to go back and do that same process for each one of your sections. They won't link those sections. They'll be separate. Once you're in here, you're going to click the open in the online version. And again, we're keeping this simple. It's going to be online for you and your students. You're just using this as a space to distribute work. You can collaborate. They can collaborate. And you can use it as a way to check notebooks or collect assignments, whatever you want. But online is very easy for them. OneNote itself is a whole nother tutorial. I would recommend just sticking with the online version just to keep it simple. Okay, let's move over to the teacher view of the notebook. You'll click that link like you did before, and it'll bring you in, and you'll click on go to the online version. You'll notice that you have a welcome tab, collaboration space, a content library, and a teacher only. Students won't see the teacher only. So I'm going to set up, I added a page and I named it sustainability. This is where I'm going to add my material because I don't want the students to see it. So I'm just going to insert it into this section. You have two options: insert it as an attachment, that's a link, or insert the file as a printout. I recommend doing it as a printout because when you insert it as a printout, it will upload everything as an image. So the students won't have to be taken out of here. They'll actually stay within OneNote to do any of their work. So what it'll do is it'll give them a link if they want to go out, but it'll also attach it as a printout, so you'll see it upload here in a bit. You may not have seen this, but I did pull this from my drive, and there it is. It uploaded, and you want to do this probably a day before, so you give it a full day to render, because sometimes if it's a large file, it won't upload completely, and you want to have it completely uploaded before you decide to distribute it to students. But now that you have it in there, it's ready for distribution. To distribute this packet, you're going to go to the class notebook and you're going to distribute page. And it gives you a drop down and some options, but you'll distribute page. There are all those things that you created. So I'm going to distribute it to Unit 3, but you can see everything that we put in there is there. And that way, when the student enters the class, they will have those tabs, and then this packet will actually be placed into it so that they can edit and do whatever they want with it. You can move it to the content library if you want it, so that they have a blank copy that they can refer back to. Okay, let's move over to the student experience. Students will log in to Schoology, go into the course, and click on that link just like you did. And again, if you had it checked on automatic, it will automatically roster them. They'll log in with their single sign-on account from Google, and they're going to get two options once they log in. And we're going to open online in the online version. Once they're in here, you can see that in this case, the student, I am Middle Eagle, all my tabs show up that you put in. I can use this section to take notes. I can draw, I can highlight different colors. I can then break these things up into parts, which I can then delete. I have to make sure that I'm in editing. That could sometimes be a problem. I could also insert pictures from the web or pictures that I have on my computer. I can use those for my notes. I can also, if I have text in there, like an article of some kind, I can use Immersive Reader. Now the text does have to be in Word. I can add grid lines, notebook lines. I can add emojis. I can even add audio recordings. That way, if I want to make a note, audio note, or want to record something the teacher's saying, I can do that. Back over on the teacher side, I can see that student. I can click on Unit 3 where they're taking notes. I can see the notes that they left. I can listen to the audio recording. I can also then, there's that unit that I just dropped in there, that PDF. I also put that in and distributed for the students. I can look through and see what they've done on it, but it now exists there for them. And I want to make sure that I'm editing, or I switch to just viewing, or I'm just looking at it. That's always the thing you want to check off, is to make sure that the students are in editing and not viewing if they need to write in there. Another really cool feature is the ability for you to review student work, and you can review certain pages of student work. So you can go in, pick the student. I only have one student in this one, but you will have all your students. You can pick, select all your students or a particular student. You can select a particular page you want to view. So if you want to see page 38 in a 100-page packet, for example, you don't have to sort through all of that. You can just pick page 38 and go to page 38 for all your students. It's really helpful. It's a major time saver as well. To move or copy things from one page to another, just right-click, select Move or Copy, select the destination, make sure it's highlighted, and then choose what you'd like to do, move or copy. This is helpful if you have stuff in the teacher content area, students can't see it, and now you want to move it to the content library so students have a blank copy of it. Okay, the last thing I want to show you is the management side of things. And this is really where you can see the difference between OneNote and Class Notebook. OneNote is what powers it. It's the umbrella for Class Notebook, but Class Notebook is really what you're going to be using to manage your notebooks. It's what you're going to be using to distribute pages, grading pages, looking at student work, reviewing student work, and so forth. So just to show you how you get to that management portion, you'll go into your Schoology class, click on the OneNote Class Notebook, link that you did before, and it probably will prompt you to log in. And here you'll see you can create a class notebook, add or remove students, add or remove teachers, and then manage notebooks. When you get in here, you're going to notice these are some of the things you saw before. Here's where you can add new student sections, edit student sections if you want, the name of them. You can also lock and unlock your collaboration space. You can set your collaboration space permissions, which is another video we'll have later on. You'll also be able to give a link if you need it. But this is basically where your management portion will be. In addition, I talked before about, let's say you have link sections and you set up one of your sections, which maybe it's period 1 and you want to set up period 2. You're going to have to do the drop down here and then again start to name this and go through the same process we talked about before setting up your next class notebook. All right, you have to do that for each section. But back to your management portion, again, you'll just click on this. It's going to bring you into the class notebook. Once you're finished in here, all you do is just hit open your class notebook from here. And then it'll bring you right into your class notebook. So that's how you get back to it when you want to get back to it. And again, I recommend using the online version. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out with any of those questions, and we can help you out as best as we can. Thank you.